Pinnacle is the best Asian bookmaker with the most accurate odds because most professional bettors play there. For Pinnacle and all Asian bookies, the most important thing to know is that there is no account limit as there is in the soft bookies. We at Bettinum mainly use Pinnacle for our Asian subscription. I'll also show you a bit more about our subscriptions so you get an idea. When you go to the website, you see them in the subscription button. Most people start with the free subscription, build up some bankroll and go to standard and so gradually through premium to VIP, but these are all for Bet365 and other soft bookies. The stakes in these subscriptions are quite lucrative, but the bookies will limit you too. We also have separate subscriptions like high odds and table tennis, which are recommended to be combined with at least one other subscription. For people who have a bigger bankroll and limit them often in the Euro bookies comes the option of our Asian subscription, whose bets are played in Pinnacle, and a small part of them which are not Pinnacle can be found in another Asian bookmaker through the broker Betting Asia. Keep in mind that the payouts here are harder and smaller, but when they are there you won't think about limited account. This is exactly why the investment here is even more serious and long term. You should know that Pinnacle is famous as the bookmaker with the highest bet limits and the lowest margin. What is the reason for this? Because they rely on a huge turnover. This means when they give low margin, this will attract to more customers because of the higher odds, which will lead to more turnover and thus their profit is still not less. This is their business model, which differs from the European bookmakers. In Pinnacle, you can play with whatever bankroll you want without fear of limit. Pinnacle does not offer the cash out option and initial bonus, but this is not used by professional bettors anyway, and it is not important, or rather it is a tool to attract and hook amateurs and gamblers. Pinnacle's blog is very useful. It is one of the best in the sports betting industry, and the articles are written only by pro bettors, some of them the best in the world. You can learn a lot of important information. I would also like to say that we have an affiliate link through which, if you sign up, we will profit from your turnover and not from your losses as European bookmakers partners do. The reason for our agreement with them is that this way we can use their API and in return you will get faster service from customer support. Now we move on how to register. I'm not going to do it now, but I will comment on it. The process is standard. Write down your details, address and postcode on your ID card should match. Now I will continue in the actual website.
Okay, let's start with the explanation. Here I'll show you all the stuff from an account still unused from anybody, but that's not so important. Here you see all the sections above. The casino, the live casino, virtual sports, esports, they are actually sections that I never use because I don't play casino. Esports sometimes and virtual sports are very rare, but it's actually a different section, so you can see it. But the most important, of course, sports betting. Here you see the top sports and all sports from A to Z. Here you see all sports, and of course here are the odds, the highlights, the big games. Here from now are the Nation League in the next few days, so it's pretty easy actually. Here you see the appearance, your odds can be changed, the language, the time zone, and help. Actually, this is very important. Here in help, you see when you press contact us, you see first you see their email, and then of course if you don't want to send directly to this email, you can write from here, or you can use you can start chatting. This wasn't available option before, but now it is. And also you can write to them in Twitter at Pinnacle help. You find it. That's actually very useful and good support there. So you have plenty of options to write to them. But when you click on here, some of these options, like for example this, you see the left bar that is changed, and here are all the stuff about the account. Now let's start with the message center. Mostly here you see messages for stuff like casino, or you can see here also messages for postponed games, For example, a tennis player has been injured, you bet on him, they refund your money in for the slip and so on. You see actually everything you need to know about your bets and the betting world in Pinnacle here. Not for your account, but for the betting. In here in inbox and announcements. Now here open bets and betting history. Open bets, all the bets the games haven't been played. Of course, we don't have open bets because we didn't use this account. And betting history, as here you can filter your bets very good because you can filter them by settled, unsettled, refunded, cancelled, win loss only, waiting, and so on. You have date range, period, bet type even. So this is actually one of the best bookmakers for filtering your betting history, which is actually very important stuff. When you click on deposit, you see that you have plenty of options. The most important are here: bank wires, Creo, Visa, Mastercard, and so on. But when you click on payment methods here or here, you see that you actually have a lot of other options. See how many options. When you click on some of them, Bitcoin, you will see everything you need to know about this type of method for payment, and everything is explained. For withdrawing is the same. So when you deposit through some method, you withdraw your money with the same way. If you want to change it, of course, you can write to them. Uh, Here you have other section for again for the actual payment method, because when you deposit from card, for example, when you click here, you see only the card. But now since I didn't have a deposit, I see these methods. So this is it. But let's say you deposit with card, because most of the time actually people deposit exactly with the card. Here, the most important thing is to say that when you are verified, but I will say that later, when you're verified, you can deposit, and then, of course, you write your card number, the amount, your name, and so on. This is very easy, but you need to know two very important things. Yes, you can convert your amount. That's actually very good from Pinnacle, because they put a calculator for this. Two important stuff. One, uh, when you make your first deposit, you should know that you should send them your debit or credit card to the email, and you should cover some of your numbers, but they should know that this card is actually yours and your name is on it. You do that through email. And the second thing is, when you deposit some money, you should make a turnover to this money 3 times. So when you see when you deposit, for example, 20 euro, you must make bets for at least 60 euro to make sure you can actually withdraw the money. This is because laundering money, they want to make sure it's not this case. I don't know if that's the right example, that's the right word in English, but my English is not so good. So this is about the deposit. And now more important stuff. Here are your personal details about your account, preferences, of course, about the appearance and so on, password and security statements. Here is the statements. Actually, here you will see all the bets, all the deposit and withdrawals. In every deposit, you will see on the right side the money you got in this moment in the account. It's very good, but the most important before all of this is the verification. Now, be sure that before you deposit money in this account, you will be verified on both their requirements, and it will be green on both stuff. Now, the first one is personal verification, and the second one is address. Here you see all the documents about the person, the ID, and here is the second verifications. All the options. There are 4. Here are 3. I personally gave my ID. ID it's the easiest one. and here I gave government documentation. That are the documents that are the easiest taken by Pinnacle, and actually they verify your profile very fast, like for 2 days, for example. With some of the other stuff, some people wait for 5 or 6 days, but of course you should write to the support and they will explain to you. Here is explained actually how you make your proof of the debit and credit card, the thing that I explained to you earlier. Very important to know that when you make your, actually you can't upload your picture of your ID. You must make a picture of the actual ID from Pinnacle's camera, and be sure that you don't cut corners on the card, and you are legible and with a good light, so they look at this stuff. Here is the casino history. I don't have one, and here are the self-exclusion, account deactivation, some stuff about if you have gambling problems. So basically that's all of it. Of course, I missed to show you that one of the very important stuff, actually useful stuff, not so important, but here is the block, resources, archive, the authors, and so on. Here you will see actually a very useful information from pro bettors. In Pinnacle you have tools here like handicap table, margins, calculators, and so on. This section should be used from you if you want to learn a lot about pro betting, so you can check it. And I think this site is very easy to understand and to get on with it. So you just need to bet on it a few times. Here you see all your bets who are open or playing live. It's the same like when you click on open bet, it's the same, but you can see also here. So that's it. If you have any questions about Pinnacle, you can write to us in the comment section of this video and we will answer them. And I hope you enjoyed the video and it was useful for you. Goodbye.